Many writers like to set themselves goals. You might want to set yourself a daily word count, perhaps 1500 or 2000 words. Maybe you're aiming to write a 100,000 word novel. Scrivener allows you to easily keep track of your writing goals. Here's how. To open your project targets, go to Project, Show Project Targets. As you can see here, we have two empty progress bars. The top bar is the draft progress, which shows you how much you've written in your entire manuscript. In terms of the project binder, it's recording whatever is written inside the draft folder, which in some of Scrivener's built-in templates is renamed manuscript. The bottom bar shows you how much you have written during the current session. To set a target, click on the second number, which is currently showing 0, and type how many words you want to end up with. I'm going to set 100,000 words for my draft, and 2,000 words for today's writing session. You can change your targets to track characters instead of words by clicking on words and changing it to characters if that suits you better. The draft target will also let you use a pages count, although it's worth remembering that as with anything that tracks pages in Scrivener, this is only a rough idea of page count. Page count can change a little if you apply a compile format when you export your manuscript. That's all we need to do here, but it's possible to have more control over how targets are set up if you click on Options. For example, you can tell Scrivener to show an overrun amount. If you check this, the progress bar will indicate when you're over your word count in case you're trying to adhere to a strict target. If you enter a deadline below that, under Session Target, you can choose to have the session target automatically calculated based on that deadline. Say I want to get this draft done by the end of the year. We'll go over to Session Target and check this option to automatically calculate the session target from my draft deadline. I can even tell Scrivener which days I intend to write, so I can give myself the weekend off, or maybe have a break mid-week, and confirm that I'm allowed to write up to and including the day of the deadline. The session target will change each day according to how much I have left to write, how many days a week I'm writing, and how much time is left before my deadline. A session isn't just how long you've got Scrivener open for. You might need to exit Scrivener and come back to your manuscript later in the day. So, by default, the session time resets at a set time each day, usually midnight local time. The drop-down list will let you change this to reset when you close the project, or if the project is reopened on the following day, and you can adjust the time if you tend to stay up writing late into the night. I'm done tweaking the settings here, and now when I type in the editor, you can see the progress bars grow to show how close I am to my goals. We don't need to keep the Project Targets panel open though. The quick search field in the toolbar will also display progress bars. The draft target progress bar is at the top, and the session target is along the bottom. If I didn't set a session target, the draft target would display at the bottom. Moving the mouse over the quick search field shows my current draft and session word counts and the targets. If you want to set word counts for individual documents, perhaps if you're using Scrivener to write and organize a series of academic essays, you can do that too. While the document is open in the editor, clicking this target icon in the footer bar will open a document targets dialog where you can enter a target word count or character count. If the essay needs to be between, say, 1500 and 2000 words, you can set a target of 2000 and a minimum target of 1500. And as with the draft target, you can also set an overrun. Once that's set, the footer bar will display your word count alongside your target, and the targets icon will change to a progress bar, which you can still click on to adjust the word count goal if you need to. When you're viewing your project documents in the outliner, you can add the target amount, target type, and progress bar columns here, and then you can edit the first two fields to set targets from the outliner instead of the document targets dialog. That's all we're going to cover in this video. If you'd like to learn more about the features of Scrivener, our other videos should be linked nearby. Thanks for watching, and happy writing.